Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Can Angels Fly? I'm Nancy. And in this video, I want to give you some clues to understanding your tarot reading. It may be one of those rough videos, so get ready. But I did jot down some notes, so quite frequently I'll be looking down at them. The first thing I want to cover is the characters in your reading. I kind of figured there are three characters or three roles that individuals will play. The first one is you. You are the central focus of the reading. The second one are your intimate connections. And the third are like the black background players. Let's see. So I'm going to look at these notes and kind of read to you. The central person, which is you, is where the reading bends out from. And when it moves outwardly, the first ring of people it'll hit after you would be your intimate connections, such attachments as parents and spouse, children, siblings, close family members, friends, and local neighbors. You might ask why this is. Well, this is because you interact with them on a day-to-day basis. And you may interact with them face-to-face. You may use telecommunications, social media. And if not that, then it's just like you were on my heart, or I was thinking about you kind of thing. But you interact with them on a daily basis one way or another. After that, they're the background players, or the other actors and actresses that fill up our environment. And these are distant neighbors, the strange friends and family members, co-workers, etc. And I bring these three distinct groups up so that you can help discern who's who when the cards are being read, because they can get complicated sometimes. Next thing I like to talk about are the sun sign of the person being read, as well as the ascent sign of the person being read. Now, the sun sign is one of the zodiac signs. That's, I'm going to name all 12. It's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. There is Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. But there are 12 signs. And the sign that you were born up under, your astrological sign, is your soul journey, your soul's journey in this life. So a question that may arise is, when a person reads the tarot cards, how could you possibly think that it can cover all of one sign? Because that Aquarius, which I am, or that Aries or Taurus or whatever, that particular sign, whoever's born under that sign, whenever they're born under that sign, all have the same lesson to learn, give or take a little bit. And that little bit has to do more with the ascent sign. Now, that's the sign that was coming over the horizon the moment you were born. In my case, it's a Leo. So I will deal with some of the issues that the Leo faces. Well, let's see, how can I say this better? Your ascent sign is the presentation that you give to the world. It's your facade. When I walk outside, I have my green glasses on and a fluffy ponytail and smile on my face. Not that I really feel like that. Again, my sun sign is Aquarius, so this co-ruler is Saturn, the task keeper. Whew, Lord, it's hard. So I dial myself up to go out and look presentable, not miserable. But anyway, that ascent can be contradictory to your sun sign. And that can be a problem. And I'll explain that a little later. The next thing I want to talk about is this, I call it the equalizer. Like on a stereo system, the equalizer where the colors go up and down as the beat moves. Well, your soul is like made of an equalizer, and it has four main components. And those are the four elements: the earth, the water, the fire, and the air. Everybody has a little bit, at least a little bit of each element. Me, for example, I'm an Aquarius, I'm air. So my primary way of doing things or processing this world is through communication and through my intellect. However, the other three elements play a role, and I'll give you an example of that. Let me kind of find this in my notes. Okay. And this is a real life example. As an air sign, I spend most of my time thinking or talking, doing some type of communication somewhere, learning. And usually in my life, like I'm sitting here now, I'm off studying somewhere, reading or learning. And something happens. Life has a lot of different things going on at different levels. Something happens. And I'm not sure if I'm on the right one, but just go with me. No, I'm not sure that I'm on the right one. I think that is another flow. I'm going to go back. The way I work, okay, I found it. Okay, now you know I'm an Aquarius, that my way of functioning in this world is through thoughts and communication and intellect. But I still have challenges in that area. That's one that depletes that little equalizer in the air arena, where it may raise a little higher in the water element because I'm very emotional. This is the crazy thing. Air, one of the characteristics of air is that it's supposed to be detached, not as emotional, in order that they can get fair judgments off the ground, use discernment without, with the interjection of emotion. That's not me at all. I become very emotional. So in my soul, water comes with big waves, and I get very attached. I get very emotional, and I can be very intuitive as well. And so when my mind is moved from learning or teaching or talking or whatever like that, and it's moved into this emotional state because something that has happened in my life causes me to react, then I'm overcome with emotions. And then after that happens, I usually become fire. I'm activated. I'm up out of my basic element, and now I'm on fire. I can get very angry and aggressive and bossy, or I can just get on the move. If something inspires me, I'm at it. And it's like an obsessive, compulsive disorder to some extreme, where if I start a hobby and it really becomes part of me, it will be a part of me until I am done with it. I mean, it gets that serious for me. And Lord have mercy, don't let that emotional experience be like an attack on me. Then I become very aggressive, and I want to roar like the Leo ascent, So I become very aggressive and very defensive. The next thing is the earth. Now, if I get to the point where I am angry, yes, I'm ready to fight. I want to get down on the ground, roll, fight, and punch. That's the physical earth, getting physical. If I'm doing a hobby and it's become one with me, I will manifest and manifest, and it will not end until the project is complete. See, that's the equalizer in me. And I've learned this about myself through other people. And that's what the intimate connections in your life play. The other players that are close to you play, they show you who you are through the events. Somebody makes you mad, how do you respond? You engage in this particular activity, how do you pan out in it? You know, they end up showing us who we are as we do them. The background players, I hit on that real quick, or the other actors and actresses out here, for me, they are potential new experiences. You go out every day, there are hundreds of people you've never met. But one day, you could turn the corner at a particular time and make a new friend or a new enemy. See, they are potential for a new experience, a totally new experience. So they just kind of fill up the background. And sometimes when I pick them up in readings, there's the opinion of how somebody's looking at you from the outside looking in. With the intimate characters in your life, those are very close, they usually are that mirror right before you, just like in, what's the name of it? Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. That's what they are. They're right there to mimic back at you what you do, how you act, how you speak. Let's see. The equalizer. The reason I bring up the equalizer is because it's important to understand that each person, whether it be you or another person, each have an equalizer that synchronizes all four elements. So sometimes it's kind of hard to discern who is who, so you got to pay real close attention. The best advice I can give is to know who you are. If you're more emotional, then you may be under the water element and one of the water signs. And same thing with air, with fire, and with earth. Another thing I wanted to bring up about that is that, say for instance, like me, the sun sign is Aquarius. My equalizer, of course, as everybody else's, has the four elements synchronized, air being my primary source. It depends on who's around me, the situation at hand, which one of those four elements are activated to like its maximum capacity. I'll give you another example. Someone comes to me and tells me a sob story. I'm a sucker. I really am. My air sign, or my air element, seems to not work as well. All of a sudden I don't rationalize, and my heart really takes control. My emotions really take control. And then behind the water, all of a sudden, here comes the fire. And I say the fire comes next because I go right into action. Oh, let me help you out. Let me do this and that. After that comes the earth. That fire needs something to burn on. So I'm burning on the earth. And I'm going to manifest whatever it takes to house, feed, clothe, or do whatever is necessary to help this person out. It's over time that all of a sudden, here comes my little air element again, and it's saying, think, boo. That's where I should have started. But because the player changed and the circumstance changed, I was out of my basic element. You know, so that's when the equalizer is doing like this. Yes, this may be my basic equalizer with the air leading, you know, but when the circumstances and the people change, the equalizer begins to pick up those signals. That's inside me. That's my soul. So I deal with that, and I bring that up to you to make you understand, or to help you understand that this is you and this is the other person. So when you're getting a tarot card reading, you have to discern who you are and who they are, and basically what state their equalizer is in, so that you can feel secure in who's who. The next thing is the events that are reported in a tarot card reading. It's pretty hard to narrow that down, and more often than not, I would say, hey, this is an example of, or when I get good, I'll say that. But this is an example of what could take place, or it could take place here and in this arena. And why it's so hard to determine that is because everybody's different. We're from different parts of the world. We're of different cultures and races and religions and different economic status. So that just changes everything. It changes the scenery, and therefore the possible scenarios. The backgrounds are always morphing and changing. But the thing of it is the overall lesson that's supposed to be learned in tarot cards. So I have to remind myself often that when I get a bad tarot card reading, or not something I want to hear, I take a deep breath and say, okay, it's all about me, and what do I need to change about myself? This channel was created to help me heal me through looking at everything around me, so that I can become a better person, so that I can be a happy person, and so that I can be a productive person. I hope that this video has helped you to understand your tarot card reading, and how that your tarot card reading may be able to help you become a better person, and be more productive, and ultimately be happy. Have a nice day. From Can Angels Fly?